yourself on a crusade. Tattoo the Earth.
What is up, podheads? Episode 5 of Podioslave Tattoos the Earth coming at you right now. I am Tony. I am here with Anthony and Nate. How you boys doing?
I don't think I've ever been more nerdy than I am right now. This elevated my nerdery big time, this whole experience. So, great, in other words.
Yeah, man, I'm good. I mean, this whole series has been awesome. The reaction to the Anthrax episode was absolutely phenomenal. So if you're a carryover from that, thank you. If this is your first episode, keep checking them out. Go back. There's so much good stuff. Even if you don't know anything about Tattoo the Earth, just the stories from Sepultura, Amen, Anthrax, all of them. Go back, check it out.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost 130 episodes back there of nerdery. Some are an hour, some are almost 2, because back in the day, Nate wanted to go for 3. So, yeah. Plenty of nerdery, plenty of things to talk about, plenty of things to listen to. We love doing this, and this was an all-time night for us, this conversation that we're going to give you right now, which was Lajon from Sevendust, right?
Yeah, an all-time guest. We have a lot of history with this band. A beautiful human. He gave us everything we wanted and more, both with regards to context on Tattoo the Earth and the Animosity album, which is turning 21 this year, which they're touring on, and just some other little tidbits in there too. So check it out. We're going to get into it right now with Lajon of Sevendust. All right, Lajon, really stoked to have you on. We have quite the history with you. I'm thinking back, like, all the times I've seen your band play over the years. And the first time I saw you guys play, believe it or not, was at Woodstock 99. I was a young buck and just fucking blown away. I mean, 23 years ago, you're talking here. But I was a geek. I already was a big Sevendust fan. These guys, we laugh about it all the time. I used to make fake RIAA plaques on my wall with, like, pictures from Circus Magazine with, like, the home CD and, like, kind of what's in the back of your background right now, like fake ones of those. And so I was a fanboy even then.
Could have sent me one of those. It took forever to get these damn things. Oh, wow. You know what's funny, man? Just recently, being in the studio, I have the master suite there, and we call it the dungeon. And late one night I was watching. I got to watch the Woodstock thing. It was so cool to see that event take place. We almost didn't make it. We were coming from the Warped Tour. I remember that day, getting there and all the trash and everybody being upset. And actually not seeing us in that damn video. I couldn't believe they didn't put us in there. We were in the middle of that. We were the reason everybody left Jules' ass when she had to get back on the bus. She was like, I remember her yodeling. She's like, you can see. And we ripped into black, and 100,000 kids ran over the damn hill at Woodstock. It was amazing. But that's so funny. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Woodstock was great. Thank you for being there, bro.
They slid down the mud hill there to watch you guys.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy. I was right there on stage looking at Flea like, I can't believe he's butt naked playing. And then, everybody, you guys got to get in the buses. Everything's breaking loose. There's people blowing stuff up. We can see fires.
Yeah.
And I remember them saying, you have to duck down in the bus because they're going to try to push the buses over. And we were kids at that time. And I just remember it was like almost famous. We were so excited. We're like, this is fucking rock and roll, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
We're going to burn this motherfucker down.
Oh, man, that's amazing. So, yeah. We wanted to talk to you about Tattoo the Earth, and you, in 1999 you're out on Woodstock, and then a year later you're doing the Tattoo the Earth thing in 2000. And what is that like going from 99, where maybe you have the self-titled record out, but you don't have Home out yet, and then in 2000 you're playing some stuff from Home, and people know you a little more. What's that like? It
was crazy, being amongst our peers back then, the bands that were out, the Slipknots, the Hatebreeds. It was incredible. That venture for me as a young man was just an exciting time for music. It was different back then, The Tattoo the Earth, what was funny about that, we couldn't tattoo anywhere because it was pretty much, it was illegal everywhere, So I remember being tattooed by Lou Pearl. Oh man, it was great. Lou from over in New Zealand tattooed me. And Corey from Slipknot was getting tattooed by Paul Booth. And we were in this theater, like, I think they might have had catering downstairs, and they had us hid upstairs and looking over and making sure nobody was coming in. And it was just a different feeling, man. We had so much fun, and what an experience to go out every day in a different venue or different setting and everybody was there for music. It was just a good time. I don't think I remember seeing anyone get arrested or any fights or anything like that. It was just it was a good solid tour.
No fires like Woodstock. The world wasn't ending.
Well, yeah, they weren't charging people $15 a bottle of water.
Right.
It's one of those tours that, we read Scott's book, we've watched all the footage on YouTube, we've done this whole interview series where it's one of those tours where, did you not feel like you knew what was around the next turn? Like anything was possible back then. Did it feel like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it was an energy. It was we didn't know what was next. We couldn't believe that we were picking up these tours. I wish there were still days like that right now where I felt like them, but bands didn't really. I feel like a lot of days now there's a lot of competition and stuff out there. But back then it was like everybody just goes out there and kicks ass, and that's what we did. Wasn't worried about the next guy. We just get ready to whip that ass too. That kind of. That, you know what I mean? So that's what it was all about. So yeah, we didn't know what was next, but we knew something was going on. It was too exciting.
I'm curious. We were talking about Woodstock '99 and how that came about, but Woodstock, you said you were on Warped Tour. And then Tattoo the Earth. Like, how do these tours come about? You just get a phone call, or I guess I was going to say email, but I guess email wasn't really relevant back then. How do these things come about? Do you just get something from your manager, like, hey, you're on this tour, good luck?
Yeah, booking and all that type of stuff. But a lot of those things too, you think about those tours, like you think about the Warped Tour. We were playing with bands that we never ever thought we were playing with. I remember one Warped Tour hanging out with Eminem, and I got to become good friends with the Black Eyed Peas. I remember a quick story. My bass player couldn't get on the bus, and he was like, "What do you mean?" There's a big security guard standing at our door, and Benny was trying to get on the bus. He's like, "That's my bus," and he's like, "Yeah, M's in there." He's like, "Who?" He's like, "Eminem." He's like, "That's my bus, man." So anyway, no, just things like that. And I ended up being really good friends with Eminem's partner, Proof, rest his soul. I got a phone call when they won the Grammys one night, and I got a phone call. I was watching them on TV. So anyway, it was crazy. Things like that. I think also that time too, we were hanging out and we were going to different shows and meeting these cats. And I think we had a lot of pull about who we were touring with and who we wanted to tour with at times like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I mean, you're playing all these massive tours, whether it's Woodstock or Ozfest or Warped Tour, and then Tattoo the Earth comes along and you guys are kind of hitting your stride, nationally. People are starting to hear Sevendust all over the radio, and Home is out and you guys are touring on that. What was it like being later in the day on the bill? That must have been great.
It was it was cool. I always I don't like to be a lot of times, even nowadays, I'm like, man, I don't want a headline, and I'm like, I want to hang out. I like to jam and then be able to watch a band or be at your local Applebee's by their fucking third song. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. It was great, man. You get people time to get there, to enjoy some bands, and then that always that slot's always a good time to play, because you want to try to play as fun as many, or try to move as much of the audience that you can. So that was a great time for us, a great billing for a young band to be able to be noticed, to continue to build their career. And I think that plateau definitely helped Sevendust.
Who was your I can't miss this band set every night?
Slipknot. Let's see, was Slayer on that too? That
Yep.
was it, man. That was something to see every night. Who else? Give me some other bands on that.
Sepultura, Head P, Hatebreed.
Hatebreed, yeah. Well, I would pretty much try to see a majority of those bands. I would always be walking around or hanging out. So it was just a great time, and we always like to barbecue and stuff too. So
Nice.
It was a big family reunion. You know what I mean? We're all hanging out. It was a very good time. I wish we could definitely bring a tour back out again.
And those bands too, were you friends with the guys from Head PE and
of course,
and Slipknot all before this tour? Like you knew them before?
Yeah, we all grew up together, so it was very cool to be out there with them, and that's so funny even to this day. We're still friends. Recently was at Corey's house. Me and my family went out there for his wedding, the party and stuff, and so it was cool to be out there. Actually, one of the guys in the band, I didn't recognize him. I was like, "So what do you do?" He's like, "Oh, I'm the so and so." I was like, "Damn, I didn't know you knew. You wear a mask. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize."
Yeah, right.
So, so anyway, it was cool. Yeah, we were tight with them, and we're still tight, man. And I'm so proud of the success and the longevity of a lot of these bands that we're talking about that are on Tattoo the Earth that are still out there going, and not that band. It's like, oh shit, what happened to them? What are they doing now? You know, these some cats that are still, you know, doing music and still together as a band and making music for the people.
It's amazing that there's so many from this tour that are still kicking around and doing things at a high level like you guys are.
Absolutely, man. It was a blessing. I think it's in our DNA. It's what we're here born to do. And thank the Lord that this world is getting back to some type of regular times where we can all get back to work and stay in this type of setting again, you know, and be right.
And speaking of high level, like Tony just said, you guys are still crushing it. And shortly after Tattoo the Earth, you guys dropped Animosity, which turned 20 last year, 21 this year. Let's talk that album if you're up for it. So were you guys writing that album on Tattoo the Earth? Because we're just lining up the timeline. Or was that after?
That was after.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely after. Animosity. Let me look at this wall. I look stressed there. Yeah, it was after. We were definitely after. But wow, what a fun time. We're getting ready to leave after we go back and I fly back in and finish a few songs on this album. We leave in September to do the third leg of the Animosity tour, which is crazy. I can't believe they want to see a third leg of this damn thing.
Well, thank you. It's coming to Portland, Maine, so yes, come.
Well, listen, I love me some Portland, Maine. I can't wait to get there. It's a very liberating town. I like to eat food and smoke weed.
Great place for it.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's such an emotional roller coaster on this that journey of the Animosity album, and it was so cool to do 2 legs and to every night to see. I'll tell you what was so weird. I remember listening to it was Colorado, and I looked down to the bus, and I was like, God dang, man, there's a lot of. Damn, look at those shirts. That shirt looks like he bought that in like 1915. It says Sevendust on it. Look at that dude. I'm like, look at this dude. And I was realizing, I'm like, these dudes hadn't been, that lady hadn't been, they hadn't seen us for 25 fucking years.
Wow.
That you know what I mean? That just left and did whatever they did with their lives. And for whatever reason, this Animosity album was something that helped them get to whatever, or this, or reminded. And I got chill bumps, and I'm like, oh my God, this is what's happening. These people. So it's a very interesting evening to look out, even now at the age, and I'll be 50 October 3rd, to look out and see a young man my age, and to see his son, and then now his son has a son. So that's really cool. But then all of a sudden to see these cats that you hadn't seen, and now we're all gray and stuff, and this dude still rock. He's got one dread, and he's like, well, my God damn, you know what I mean? So it's really, it's awesome. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of, man. I never would have thought that standing today that I would still be able to be. I don't even know if the word is relevant, but to be still being able to do music.
Yeah, definitely relevant.
Right, well, thank you.
No, I was just gonna say. So you weren't writing on the Tattoo the Earth tour. You had a set schedule for that. How'd that go?
Well, we were always saying that could have been some writing doing. There was a lot of partying going on back then. But we could have been doing some writing, but it wouldn't have been as serious as it would have been when we stopped and got together as a band. That's when we do our best writing. And definitely back then, that was when we do our best writing. Animosity was recorded in Orlando, Florida, I believe. So we definitely stopped and took a break and then got into the writing machine.
Well, you said like that album resonates with people. I think it definitely does. And I think for me personally, a big part of that is your vocals.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously brought it on self-titled, you bring it on Home, but I don't know if it's the songs or if it's the mix, but you're front and center. You're showcased on Animosity, and I just think it puts it over the top. Like, you were that dude before that album, but you were really that dude after that album.
Oh, thank you. I think that, I think about it now, there's a lot of good songs on there. There's a lot of meaningful songs. I forget that Angel's Son, unfortunately, had to be written for that album. And, I think that there's definitely some heavy hitters on there that people gravitate. Yeah, I think about it. I was able to sing more, when I wasn't mad at the world. So I was able to definitely, I feel like Animosity was definitely that album where we were able to mature and not be afraid for the guys and the other bands or the people, you guys aren't heavy anymore, like, fuck yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? We're still heavy. People start, we change, we grow up, I'm happy to be a daddy. I'm happy to be a married man. Everything. I don't have to yell everything out. I love slow. I love sad. I love melody. I love ballad. I love song. So so that's what I think we were able to branch over into an Animosity. That was I feel like that was our crossover to not being afraid to fucking do what we do.
Yep.
I think you nailed it on the head with what you just said there. Is that album Animosity really is a true masterpiece of music and what it takes to put out music in every possible way, instrumentally or lyrically. And we were us three before, we're just talking about the song in particular. Trust is like all encompassing. It's like a masterpiece song. And it's, I think that's why those legions of fans are coming out of the woodwork for this tour, because it's those songs hit home in a different level. It's
Trust, one of my favorite songs too.
Yeah.
I forgot that was on the album. Wow, right on. Very cool.
Oh, so good. So good.
I remove myself from it until I get back to it. That's what I try to do, completely disattach, and then I capture that moment again. It's a great feeling.
So when you're making Animosity, I mean, you've got, like you said, you had some of that kind of anger that you were getting out with Home. This has got that heaviness still, but it's I think it's a little more approachable for some of your, when you're getting played all across the country. But it's still, you kept your heaviness though, which we love.
Yes, we kept the Sevendust growl. After Home, Animosity was great. We were able, I felt like you said, we were able to open up and not be afraid and touch. I feel like we were growing as artists, and so then why not let our music grow? And and so that's what we were able to do, and we had a great venue to do it in, the world.
Yep.
And a lot of times too, man, I hated the way the music industry goes. You might hear a band and they have a whole album of 10, 15, 12. You get paid for 10 songs, and everybody knows that. If you don't, that's what happens. And the rest of them, So you have this whole beautiful piece. I see it as a collage, and you have all this stuff on it, and everything is your baby. And then these people that are behind you only push one of those things, or maybe two. And then you have this whole work of music that only the loyal people that understand and the deep down, hey, we ride or dies, if you want to call them that, know it. So for us to be able to have these opportunities, for me to go out and to perform these albums in its entirety, and that's all you want to hear, that really lets me know as a writer and an artist that is something that's very meaningful, that some people get it, that are more than what I thought get it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It resonated with people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like, we as fans, we would take 20-year anniversaries of every Sevendust album. So if you guys want to do that, we're here for it.
My next one, we're trying to do, I want to do seasons, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We love seasons. Yep.
We love seasons. And working with Butch Walker was an amazing venture. Working with him as a kid, we worked with Butch when he was the studio that he had at his parents' house in the barn. Wow. We did an EPK there, So we were called Crawl Space. So that it's a lot of memories down the road. I would love to do a lot of. Yeah, it's time to start doing anniversary albums. Maybe not 86 legs of them tours, but
right.
Let's do it.
So like, this album must be special for you. Like, what for you? Like, what is special about Animosity?
Just everything, just like I said, I feel like it was a milestone for us as a band. I felt like we really felt like we were a band then, not just a group. I feel like a lot of people have groups. I felt like we had established ourselves as a band that we're going to stick together, and we were in this to the end, and at that point. So I don't know. I felt like it was a big step. I never knew we would have a gold and platinum album from it and all that stuff, but I just knew that we were doing what we needed to do, and we weren't going home, and we were on the damn road. So I knew something was happening. So that was a good thing at that time, that we didn't have kids and stuff at that point. So it was really, it was about us and us trying to make it so people wouldn't forget us. I hope that's what I was thinking. I was praying that it was making a difference. That's what I was hoping.
Mm-hmm.
And it opened a lot of doors too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're thinking like Home and self-titled. Those records you're playing with like Incubus and Snot and Static X, and then you're doing Animosity. You're playing with Nickelback and Creed. You're maybe just more fans are coming in. There's a bigger audience.
Man, great time too, man. What do you? It was so cool to be out on tour with Creed and ladies looking at us, and I'm like, fuck you bitches. No, we're like, oh shit, who's this little black guy yelling at me with dreadlocks? And, right, okay, we're on tour with him. Yeah, my next door neighbors bitches. No, I was kidding. Fans with him. You guess what? You don't like it. If you come to the show tomorrow, guess you're gonna see me. No, that man, what door opening experience. And we're still, I don't talk to Scott Stapp as much, but Tremonti and all those guys, we see them and we're still tight. Those guys took a chance, and what a great time. And then Nickelback guys, I mean, I want to be a fucking rock star. Mm-hmm. Those guys, that, you know what I mean? That was great. And then Chad still to this day is awesome to hang out with, and it's a great did it. I mean, those guys really did it. If you got a fucking, what does he have? An ice skating rink, a hockey rink at the bottom of his house?
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah, right.
Something happened. We can't put our finger on it, but something happened.
Yep.
Hate all you want, but guess what? I'm at his house at the fucking ice skating rink eating popcorn.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was what a pleasure to be able to. For me, I love the fact to be able to fucking play with different bands, because I feel like music is music, man. I'm a believer in going to a show and not everybody being the same. I want to see some to take it up. I want to go out with a country act. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. Born and bred. I got R&B, rock, roll, all that in me. I feel like it's something that's cool, and I love to see acts doing that more so now, like with the Jelly Roll and stuff, being able to go out with bands like Shinedown and collaborating, and Jimmy Allen's in the world out there into the country and bringing that R&B twist to it. I feel like that's something that needs to be. If anything, music is something that's a healer, and it brings us together. And especially in the time right now, in the crazy way of the world, I feel like that's even something that could help this world even more.
Yeah, and I mean, you're clearly proud of the fact that you don't fit in that one box. You guys can kind of play with all these different bands, and you're a diverse sounding band yourself. I mean, you occasionally can get lumped in with, say, nu metal or whatever, but you're not. You're all over the map.
Oh yeah, that nu metal thing. I mean, I love that. Thank you guys and everything. Man, that nu metal, you would think that we were like the nu metal gods. I'm like, man, wait a minute, man. What exactly does that fucking mean? Because I'm like, were we new? No, we weren't new. We were older than motherfuckers before you even said. The guy that's doing the thing is younger than me. So what are you talking about? Anyway, yeah, I like it. It's a lot of respect, and all the bands on there are incredible. But yeah, I feel like we're old. I don't know. I just feel like I'm an old school guy. And but that new thing, yeah, if that's what they would have put us in that. It's so many brackets that everyone can put you in. It's to each his own. I kind of feel like that. People say, some people call us a metal band, and then some you go to some hardcore guys are like, you're right, you whatever, you know what I mean?
Well, you're not in that one box. You're not. I mean, you guys can, you can live in a bunch of different worlds, and that's what I think that's what we love about you, the band Sevendust.
I still get a kick out of those guys. They're like, yeah, man, they don't sound like Deicide. I'm like, sing a fucking Deicide song. Sing it right now.
Right. You can't sound like him either, asshole.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to fucking get arrested in this fucking building right now when you start singing those lyrics. Somebody's gonna fucking make a citizen's arrest in this motherfucker.
All right, so you guys got a new album that you're recording right now.
Oh yes.
Let's go over some resume shit here. Original lineup never happened. 14th studio album never happened. So how's it going?
It's incredible, man. We're out there in Florida with Elvis Bassett and the big mansion in the studio, and we live there. So it's really cool. Album is pretty much a week away from being done before it's time to start mixing. It's been an incredible energy. We kind of went in really focused. We had a lot of time, due to the pandemic and everything, and us being able to get together in different writing sessions. I have a farm here in Kansas, about 30 minutes from my house, and we call it the Farmhouse Studio. So we were able to get the whole band there, and it's 300 acres of nothing but my cows and good eating out there. And, so it was really good to focus, and we were able to, I felt, some of the cats in the band said it was probably one of the best writing sessions in our career. And it could be to the time. I feel like, with being away from the world, the way that we were taken away with unfortunate events, we were able to really go inside ourselves, I think, and really understand that we can never, I always thought this, but life is so fragile. We can't take it for granted. And especially in the industry that we're in, we're the last to be able to go back out and to perform in a safe capacity and not hopefully get anyone sick or, you know what I mean? So it's just really important that we were able to do this. So anyway, the Sevendust album right now, it's good. Everybody's happy. Everybody's healthy. Clint and Morgan right now are doing some backing things, and I think there's some solos that are getting put in right now. And it's crazy to think that after all these years, we get along and we still hang out. You know, we're brothers. We laugh at each other. We joke. You know, it's cool to be able to be a part of something that years and years ago when we looked at each other said, man, I hope that one day that we'll have kids and wives and be able to bring them on the tour bus. And, you know, that was us as a kid and stuff. And now my wife's like, I ain't never getting on that bus again. So I have my own bunk. Who's smoking a cigarette in there in the back? You know, so you know, it's full freaking circle. You know what I mean? What a blessing it has been. And so this album, man, I expect, you know, I hope the best. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. Believe me, Sevendust, we're bringing the heavy still. But I think we're also being able to bring a different element, a different side of us, because we've grown. You know, we have kids, families. We've seen things. We've lost parents. You know, just like everybody else. But it's different when you're able to put it on this canvas and share it and understand that you know that we're not the only ones going through it, because we all go through the same things.
So Sevendust is in a healthy place. I mean, you got the versatility, you got the history. And I think you just alluded to, you have the appreciation to step away because of the pandemic and realize that what you have is very special. And you've really honed it in with the 10,000 hours plus to put Sevendust in a place where now you can, you know, the world is really your oyster at this point. I mean, you guys have really honed it in.
Well, thank you. I hope so, man. You know what, man? I'm like, God dang, it's still so much fucking to do. I'm like, fuck, we just begun. You know, it just begun. I'm like, fuck, 50. What do you mean we only just begun? You know, it's so exciting. Yeah, it is still, man. I can't wait to get back overseas. Unfortunately, that last run, Morgan got sick. He had to go to the hospital, rest his soul. And we were supposed to be over there with Alter Bridge, which is like freaking Michael Jackson over there. So, but we go going back, get back to Australia, you know, and build over the pond. And it's so much going on over there too. And then build it back up here in the States. Like, the world, it is an oyster. It's a fucking big old oyster. We got to get back in again and get the game. And I'm ready to work hard and to keep at it. And hopefully everyone's safe and be ready for whatever obstacle or obscure obstacle is going to be next in our lives coming up. But yeah, it's crazy. Thank you guys for being so amazing in this interview. What room are you in, by the way?
Yeah, Nate.
Me? I'm in a speakeasy place that I rent. It's a little mini bar here down here.
Where are you at?
Oh, I'm in San Diego, but I'm in like a little speakeasy.
Okay, because it looks like my bar, man. See, well, let me tell you why. Because nice. I made up a word. I consider myself a mantiquer. So if you were to look around in I don't know how to work this thing. I can't even, my phone or, well, if you were to look around my bar, there's all kind of collectible.
Oh, nice.
Trade.
Yeah.
I mean, over there, it's probably about 300 coins from troops, including a Purple Heart that's over there.
That's awesome.
But I mean, you come in here, man, it gets freaky. You might be like, oh shit, what is that? The fucking thing from the Raiders. Look, this one from the Raiders of the goddamn Lost Ark right here.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
So, Lajon, Nate's actually in your house. You just don't know it.
Man, did you know about that? You know about that secret door?
Super fan over here.
We're nothing if not thorough, Lajon.
Now, where's everybody else at?
Anthony and I are both in Maine.
Okay, all right. Like I said, we'll be there. San Diego. Now, listen, we have my mother-in-law has a place in Rancho Cucamonga, and we're always out that way. But also, one of my best friends is James Shields, ex-baseball player, and
pitcher, right?
Yeah, Shields, big game James, one of my best buddies. He's not playing anymore, which I don't feel sorry for him, but I'm like, God, man, you got all the money. Anyway, let me borrow some. So, but yeah, we come out there and we can't go out with those guys, but I'm always in California. I'll be out that way this winter, man. So we have to get up.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I wanted to catch that Soma show, but I was having my first child, so I couldn't make it into that Animosity 20th anniversary gig. So you maybe do a second show. I don't know.
Well, congratulations on the new baby, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm stoked.
That's funny. Well, Shields is actually at those shows in California with.
Nice.
He used to crush the Red Sox. So yeah, I remember big game James.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So check it out. Last time we were in San Diego, we stayed right at that hotel. I could see Petco Park.
Yep.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. Oh man, we had a suite up on the top floor. It was a dog friendly hotel. They had the fake grass right outside our room. The dogs just shit out there and stuff. It was great.
That's amazing.
You've made it.
Yeah, hey, true story. I was in San Diego staying with Shields when he got picked to go to the White Sox, and we were at lunch, and the coach and the manager and the owner, whatever, on the phone with him. He's looking at me, and he said, "Hey, man, we're right around the corner from the stadium, Padres." He's like, "You want to go up there and help me clean my locker out?" And I was like, "I cannot know."
Wow.
No way.
I want to do that. That's uncomfortable. And my wife looked at me, kicked me, said, "Go with your friend." Sure.
Wow.
We go. And me and James Shields go in the locker. It's the weirdest thing. So the team, they already kind of know what's going on, of course, because they just said it on CNN and whatever, the news or the sports channel. And everybody's, "Oh, man, a couple of guys, take me with you, man. Yeah, well, we're going to miss you, so-and-so." And you go to his locker, and I'm like, I'm still a fan of baseball and stuff. And the guy comes over, assistant, and says, "Mr. Shields, what would you like for us to send home?" And they already got a box, and he's doing this as Louis V and this stuff. I'm like, "These motherfuckers party back here. I'm doing a shot." He's taking this. So I'm like, "Oh, that's that dude." I'm like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you. It's Sevendust." "Oh, man, we listen to you guys." Oh, and they're throwing down and stuff, and everybody's doing their thing. And then all of a sudden, he leaves all this San Diego, and I'm like, "That's fucking Sevendust, SD." I mean, I'm like, "What are you gonna do with this stuff?" He's like, "I don't want it. You want it?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" I take this whole. I mean, I still have this great workout stuff. And as we're walking out, you got to look it up. It's in the archives. James, you hear Jamie? He looks at me. He's like, "Fuck, man." He's like, "We're on front page." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Look," and there's a guy. So as we're walking back to his car, and sure enough, it's me and him, and it says, "James Shields leaves the Padres not like he wanted to, but he's with his best friend, lead singer Sevendust." And you can see me with a stack of clothes.
That's amazing.
Oh, you gotta look it up. It's a true story.
I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah,
Damn.
you cannot make it up. And I look like Gary Coleman beside him, too.
So there's a lot of baseball crossover then, because I remember this is a little sidebar, but the Sevendust supporting seasons at the State Theater in Portland, Maine, and Johnny Damon was in the in the rafters, and you gave him a shout out. I think he threw a baseball down to you or something like that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Actually, that's how me and James Shields became really good friends, because of Damon.
Okay.
Being Sevendust buddy and hanging out and stuff. And it just ended up, me and Shields, we stayed tighter, and he ended up playing with Kansas, and he's my child's godfather and stuff. So, it's just, we met them. Oh, who else? I still hang out with David Wells when I'm out in San Diego.
No way. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's crazy, so crazy that these guys love the music, and then we, as fans of them, that we get to hang out, and it turns out some of them, turn out to be family, long lifetime brothers. Man, it's really cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
If any of you out there listening had James Shields getting traded and Lajon helping him clean out his locker, drink.
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
You cannot make it up at all. It is a story.
Shit.
Thank you guys for doing this, man.
Thank you for coming on with us. We really appreciate talking with you today, and we're excited to hear the new stuff. We're excited to see you in Portland, Maine here in a couple weeks.
Let's make sure we hang out. If you need to, get my number from Kev, and let's try to make sure we have a drink or something at the show.
Hell yeah.
Right on. Won't say no to that.
Right down the road from us. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Take it easy.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Lajon.
Baby, give a new baby a new hug, brother.
Thank you.
Damn. What a conversation. Like that's a dude that honestly has been on our radar to chat with since the jump. As we say, in the pre and in the interview, we go 23, 24 years back with Sevendust and him, and it's a band that we've never lost sight of. We just followed them over the years. And I wasn't blowing smoke up his ass. He could, and I'm going on record, he could have the best voice in rock or rock adjacent. You'd have to think about it, but he's up there.
He's definitely up there. I mean, there aren't many that can pull off what he pulls off, what that band pulls off. I think we take them for granted sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And getting ready for this interview to talk with Lajon, we were listening to the back catalog, getting ready, listening to Animosity again for the first time in a little bit, listening to some of the new stuff. Like, man, they are just damn good at what they do, and the fact that they're still doing it after all these years, still doing it at a high level with the original lineup is back. Like, it's wild that they're able to continue to put this pace out and be this band for so many people, 25 plus years on.
Yeah, so true. I think Sevendust and Lajon's writing style and vocal ability is a clinic on how you do it, how you get it done. And I think we did get comfortable with the band. They've been so present for such a long time that you forget, like, they are the cream of the crop. They are the best of the best, and they continue to go. Original lineup, like legacy, just so into it, and they put everything into it. And he had gone into the pandemic and how they realized, like, this is something that you can't take for granted, and it all shows. Just a full-on beautiful human. I feel like that interview is, I don't know, an accolade for us personally on the podcast. Like, man, this is what we've always wanted. And like you said, Twan, he's been on the spreadsheet since day one, or anyone from Sevendust for that matter, just to talk about their legacy. So I'm just so happy right now.
Yeah, and they're a band that we've all seen a bunch, but they're a band that we have taken for granted. And like, even now, just chatting with him and talking about it, I'm like, why didn't I go to that show when they came through? And it's amazing that there's still opportunities to see them. And there's some from like that Tattoo the Earth era and from that late 90s scene still at it. And there's others that have come and gone. So if you are close to this Animosity tour, go check them out. Go check them out. We're gonna go. We're gonna go to the Portland date, and it has been a while since I've seen them. And this is an album that, as we talked about, is all time. I think it could be their best, in my opinion.
And that's saying something, because they get a lot of bangers. So yeah, that's the interview portion. That's not the live portion of the Tattoo the Earth, Podioslave Tattoos the Earth series. We will be back with, kind of some odds and ends, and then the live stuff from the show, which is, this is dropping on the 22nd, so that's 5 days away. We won't be able to turn that around for next Monday, but we will have that for you guys in the coming weeks. Next week we'll have something else for you, a little more nerdery, what we usually do. You'll like it.
Yep, more in the bag. Behind the scenes, everything all-encompassing, Tattoo the Earth and more. The machine does not stop. We are going to keep on nerding. So it's been real, and Lajon really brought it home for us, the finish line, and we are so excited. So
pun intended, right? Pun intended.
Yep. So we'll see you next time. Cheers, nerds.
We'll see you next week, everyone.
Peace, potheads. Thank you for listening to Podioslave. We are at Podioslave on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the places that you can find us on social media. Facebook, Podioslave Podcast. YouTube, Podioslave Podcast there. Email us at podioslavepodcast@gmail.com. And hey, if you want to become a supporter, click on the link at the bottom of the episode and give us $1, give us $5. It keeps the lights on, keeps us going. We really appreciate that stuff. Thank you.